Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on The Flash Season 5. So The Flash is back, and not in black, but it is back, and we will be getting episode 11 for this season later on this week, which looks pretty decent. You know, just Nora getting zoomed and Barry setting his sights on Cicada to tell him that he has failed this city. But one episode that isn't episode 11 that a lot of people have been looking forward to before the season even started. Yes, this episode was teased, not confirmed, but teased before episode 1 even came out. And that is, of course, the episode that would involve a Gorilla Grodd and King Shark team up. Well, that was the premise that was teased back then. It could have changed. Now, this episode was actually, as I sort of alluded to before, never 100% confirmed. So everyone that stays up to date with the Flash information and news and all of that would know that they actually never confirmed this episode was happening. It was just said that they wanted to do it and that it was in their plans, but sometimes plans don't work out. We know that from various DC TV shows. Mainly Arrow, they tend to plan stuff and then cancel it, but I think it's happened with The Flash once or twice. Actually, yeah, Tracy Brand. She was meant to come back and never came back. And the closest thing we got to a confirmation for this episode before what we go over in this video was from the voice actor for Grodd, that being David Sobolov, saying that the episode, from what he knew, was still in the works. And this was maybe a month and a half, 2 months ago or something. But he didn't have a date or a script or anything like that. But now, in early 2019, in January, can I speak English? Anyway, we can now confirm that this Grodd and King Shark episode is 101% happening, and oh boy, I cannot wait. And we know this thanks to some set photos from the shooting locations up in Vancouver, Canada. So we will be going over some of these set photos as well as information from set, which is being provided by everyone's favourite Canadian, unless you are an Olicity or West Allen shipper, and that is of course Canada Grass. I will only be showing and talking about part of his blog post, so I will leave the full thing linked down in the description down below where you can check out many more photos and details on this episode. But speaking of the episode, it does seem that this will be an episode 16 for this season. There was a lot of debate whether this was 15 or 16, but apparently Danielle Panabaker, who plays Caitlin on the show, said that they were just about to wrap up episode 15 and move on to 16, and that was around 4 or 5 days ago or something. And these scenes were on day 2 or something of whatever episode they were on, and they were filmed yesterday, I guess, from when this video is going up. So due to that, I would be saying this Grodd and King Shark episode will be in episode 16 for season 5. So I will just roll through some of these set photos, just basically on basically a rotation sort of thing, and give all the details that were provided by Canada Graphs on what went down on set. And obviously, even though it feels silly having to say this, but spoiler alert for for what is about to come. Just thought I'd have to put it there, just for the sake of it, just so at least I've said it and people can't complain. Anyway, so the first thing that Canada Graphs was able to note, and lucky for us it was when he first got there, so let's just call this destiny or fate. Anyway, this was yelled at by one of the crew members or the director, and that's when King Shark lands. So that was the piece of information needed to know that King Shark will be taking part in this scene and this episode in general. But that wasn't it. They reshot that scene or take, and we got the full line that was actually being yelled at, which was Grodd is fighting, and that's when King Shark lands. So what it seems like is going on is that Grodd will be in the midst of fighting possibly Barry and Nora as the Flash and XS, or maybe some cops. We can see there are some Central City Police Department squad cars in the scenes, but it's hard to tell if they are the enemy of Grodd in this situation, or if the two speedsters are, or maybe even King Shark himself is the enemy for our friend, our friendly telepathic gorilla here. But we will jump into specifically what is going down in this episode a bit later on in the video. Now, Canada Graphs did note that he didn't see any stand-in actors for Grodd or King Shark, or at least he couldn't confirm that. And the reason that this is important is because it means that there won't be a lot of standing around for these, CGI characters. They will be moving around a lot, which essentially confirms, even though it does seem obvious from what's being said, that this is just a pure fight scene. There won't be too much dialogue spoken or reacted to here by the CGI characters of King Shark and Gorilla Grodd at least. You tend to see stand-in actors or on stilts or just big costumes or something for CGI characters when they will be standing still or in a stationary position in a scene. The best recent example of this is that of Amazo in the crossover. They made sure to have a stand-in actor on stilts for that character, when other real life actors, Grant Gustin or Stephen Amell or Melissa Benoist, had to like physically interact with them. So yeah, that has been the case with Grodd and King Shark previously on the show, but not this time around. I'm sure in other scenes there will be, but just in this scene specifically, it just seems like it's going to be a CGI shark with man legs and a CGI gorilla just hopping around and fighting. Now, Canada Graphs does note that Grant Gustin as the Flash and Jessica Parker Kennedy as XS were on set doing a scene where they were clearly engaging with one or possibly and hopefully both of the CGI animals or mutant animals. The speedsters came prepared for a fight with Grodd, it seemed, as they had some device on their heads that had like earmuffs and glowing red lights on it, which you can see in some of these set photos. Again, like the earlier scene, no action really took place. We just had the pair of speedsters standing in the street, staring in the same old direction, saying something. Now, these head device thingies that Nora and Barry are wearing are most likely just going to be more advanced versions of the telepathy blocking devices that we used back in season 1 with Grodd. I guess the big question is, will they work better this time around? You know, one would hope so, but I can see at least one of Barry or Nora having theirs fail or break just to add some, a bit of drama so Grodd gets control of one of them. Or maybe King Shark breaks one of them, who knows. In regards to how this episode will play out, and let me know if you disagree with me and have a different opinion about this, but if I had to take a guess, I would say that Grodd is the one that kicks, all of this off. And maybe King Shark plays into the episode like a quarter or maybe halfway through the episode, because King Shark should still be an Argus. Like, that's the last time we saw him, from my memory at least. I'm pretty sure the last time we saw him was when they had like the whole like Jaws homage, when Barry and Captain Cold had to get that part for the Speed Force bazooka or whatever it was in season 3 out of his cell, and there was all that, it was a cool scene. Like, it was a really fun scene. I still have, fond memories of that scene, but I'm pretty sure that's the last time we saw King Shark. If I'm wrong, let me know, but I think that's what it was. In regards to Gorilla Grodd, in that episode, I'm pretty sure he was also an Argus back then from memory. Like, I'm pretty sure they passed Grodd's like cell. Like, they had like, I think Cheetah, Grodd, and there was some other people there as well, but I'm pretty sure Grodd was in there. But then Legends of Tomorrow Season 3 happened, where he played a part in that, and then was like, once again, from memory, he was like smacked around in Africa. It's sort of confusing. So due to that, I don't logistically know where Grodd is and how he will show up in this episode. I think in Legends Season 3, that was still in present day. I don't think that was back in time. I think that was present day Africa. It might have been in the past. It's Legends, who knows? So if he was beaten about, if he was like thrown around in Africa in present day, fair enough if he comes back. If it's in the past, then that's a bit confusing. But if the Flash is just ignoring Legends of Tomorrow and what they did, they could just make it that Grodd and King Shark are still in Argus together. They're both in their cells, King Shark's there protecting nothing, I guess, now. And then there is just like a technical issue, and both of them get out at the exact same time and then form a lovely CGI friendship over their hate for the Scarlet Speedster himself, that being the Flash, and aim to take him down. Like, really, when you think about it, that seems like a pretty simple episode plot for the Flash, much more simple than Grodd coming back from Africa and possibly time traveling and randomly deciding to break King Shark out of Argus, then use him for help against the Flash. Like, the simple one is just them both locked up in Argus. The more advanced and a bit more hard to explain one is definitely the one where Grodd returns from Africa. In regards to this episode, something that we didn't get last season, and it now sort of seems like we might not get it this season, is the two-parter. We haven't had a two-parter since season 3, and I used to love those. You had the Firestorm one in season 1, the Earth 2 one in season 2, and then the Gorilla City one in season 3. Season 4 didn't have one. The excuse was that they couldn't fit it in, which I can understand. But people love these episodes, and it just seems like we're not getting one this season, unless they make maybe episode 15 and 16, or maybe episode 16 and 17, the two-parters for this season, which could involve this whole Grodd and King Shark thing. I really hope they do another two-parter, just because I personally love watching them. It just allows a cleaner story and a bit more epic storytelling as well. I don't know. If you guys think we're going to get it, let me know in the comment section down below. It just seems like it's going to be another season where we don't get it. And I think it's just something that disappoints people a lot of the time, not getting these episodes, because they are such a cool thing that was, pretty unique to Flash. Like, Legends never had it, Arrow never had it, Supergirl never had it. Flash always had those two-parters, which were just really cool stories. It might come down to a budgetary thing, but I think you can still make a really cool two-parter, two-episode story, with a decent budget. Like, I don't know. I'm confused if they don't do it again this season. It just seems a bit lazy to me, just because I think it's something that every single Flash fan, looks forward to, and was a bit disappointed when we didn't get it last season. But, I might be wrong in that one. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like on it to show your support. As I said, Canada Graph's blog post will be linked in the description down below if you want to go check out more photos and information. Let me know in the comment section down below your various opinions on what we went over in this video. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. And I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.